Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why does my skin look older, saggier, or just tired, and it just doesn't look the way it used to look? Could be you've lost weight and now your skin feels a little bit loose, especially if you've been doing a new exercise regime or a new nutrition plan. Or maybe just you're tired, maybe things have just caught up a bit and things just don't feel as firm as they used to. Here's the thing, you can actually fix this. And today I'm going to break this down into five main reasons why skin ages, and then the most effective things to do to naturally tighten and firm your skin from the inside and the outside. They're all from personal experience as well, combined with research and what's worked for my clients. So hopefully you're going to get a nice holistic view here and some actionable points. So let's just jump in. So what happens with skin as we get older? Well, unfortunately, the first thing is that the collagen and elastin in the skin declines, and that's really the root of sagging skin because collagen and elastin are the building blocks of firm, youthful skin. But the production of that slows as we age, and then the growth hormone that we have, which also promotes collagen, also decreases over time. So, what can we do with this number one issue to rebuild collagen and elastin naturally? Well, the first thing is we need to look at food because this is really how we tackle and how I personally tackle uh, the improvement on everything in the body. And the first is sources of collagen. So I would say bone broth. It's a real favorite of mine. In fact, I've just had some as a it's a nice sort of afternoon drink, evening drink. So some bone broth, you can make it easily with a chicken carcass. You can put that with vegetables and water in the slow cooker, and then you can strain it, and that makes a really great drink. And also collagen peptides that you can get in protein, especially types 1 and 3. So I use bulletproof collagen, and but there's loads of different brands, and I put that into my coffee. And these provide some of the raw materials to rebuild your skin elasticity. And then obviously, as you go through the day, protein-rich foods. You've heard me speak a lot about the need for high protein, and others as well. Protein is one of our main building blocks, and you can get this from pure sources like meat and fish, and you can get it as well from sources like eggs, which do have a lot of fat, or lentils, which do have a lot of carbs, but it's still there. And you can get it from trace sources as well. There's little bits of protein in vegetables and things like that. But really focusing on having a lot of protein. And then also making sure that you have enough vitamin C. So some of those vitamin C superfoods like oranges and strawberries and berries and peppers and things like that. And all of these help collagen synthesis. That's what they call it, the actual taking of the collagen and manipulating it into something that can actually impact the skin. And then things like zinc, and other various different nutrients, and they come from things like pumpkin seeds, so a wide range of different plants. So a tip I would say is make sure that you're taking some collagen in the morning. You can put it in your coffee, have one of these bone broth drinks if that suits you, instead of a cup of tea or coffee in the afternoon. And that just gives you a head start, and then making sure that you have protein in your 3 or 4 meals in the day. Now, the second thing is actually the natural skin tightener, which is actually filling out your skin and filling it out with muscle. And so, what I mean by that is strength training. As opposed to cardio, strength training is actually building muscle under the skin. And so, this sort of prevents that sort of deflated look. And especially when people lose a lot of weight, if they're not actually building their muscle, they're happy they've lost the weight, especially if they've gone on things like Ozempic, which obviously I'm not a fan of, but that's for another video. But what happens is they talk about the fact that their skin is now sagged. So when I talk about strength training, I don't mean like little tiny dumbbells, that you do in a Zumba class or in a spin class or whatever. It's all good exercise, but I'm talking about, 3 proper weight training sessions where you are actually working very purposefully your big muscles in your legs. So doing squats for your quads and your hamstrings, and deadlifts, if you and push-ups for your back, and chest press for your chest. So those really, really work. And obviously all the, bicep curls and delt raises and everything for your arms. But if you do that consistently and you fuel it with protein, then you'll find that you start to at least keep your muscle that you do have. And hopefully, if you're pushing enough, then you'll build some as well. onto the face. Even face yoga can help prevent facial sagging. I actually produced a video for different face exercises, and you can also use at-home devices which create radio frequency, etc. And that's really, really going to help as well. So the natural skin tightener starts with training and the collagen, but on top of that, there are other professional and at-home collagen boosters that you can use. So you can use the red light therapy masks, for example, the current body and the other radio frequency things, and they will stimulate the collagen if you put those on your skin on a regular basis. There's a lot of talk now about peptides, and that is more going into the biohacking world. But things like copper peptides are known and proven to be able to signal the skin to produce more collagen. Personally, I haven't ventured into that, but I have had a couple of consultations on it, so I know a bit more about peptides, and it looks really, really promising. And then in terms of things that you can put on your skin, well, probably all heard about retinol, a vitamin A derivative. So if you put that on your skin, there's lots of products with retinol. You have to be careful because some of it's really strong. Then that is going to speed up cell renewal and collagen repair as well. You can go even one further step and use things like tretinoin, which is a very stronger form of retinol. And then there's, of course, the professional treatments to tighten up skin, micro needling, something called Morpheus 8, the collagen wave, HIFU, all those soft wave, all of these different radio frequency. So there's a lot you can do yourself with food and, nutrition and training, and then home kits, but you can also take it that step further. Now, another reason then, so that's, the whole thing about sagging skin, but the next thing is about dehydration, because that really does weaken the skin barrier as well. And when skin loses its ability to hold moisture, it becomes dry, and that's when you get more fine lines, more irritation. One point, if you do feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So having water to hand all the time, when you're in a meeting, when you're training, can really, really help. Then on top of that, again, it comes down to what you're actually eating. So with your water, you can add electrolytes. You can have things like aloe vera juice, coconut water, and this is really aided as well by fatty foods, healthy fatty foods. So don't stay away from those things like avocado, olive oil. Even if you are on a calorie restricted diet, you have to make sure that you're getting a good amount of fat, at least 40 grams, I would say. And it was really going to help you with your skin barrier as well, and your, the glow of your skin. And then on top of that, there are hyaluronic acid supplements. So you can see those in the market now. Again, limited evidence in terms of how much they help, but they're going to help a little bit. Talking about hyaluronic acid, then there is, we come down to the things that we can put on our face. Hyaluronic acid serum, it does plump and hydrate, a little bit of serum. So you put that on. There's another one called niacinamide serum. And I've got a lot of these here actually. The niacinamide was one by Face Theory that I use, which is a really great one. But you'll find a lot of them. You can do your own research on the product that you like best, but putting that on as a serum as well. And also using SPF, so sun protection. I use one called La Roche-Posay. Again, there's lots and lots of products on the market, but I've got quite sensitive skin, so I'm quite choosy which ones I use. But all of these do protect against moisture loss, and they help hydrate your skin. And then if you want to go one step further and going to have a professional treatment, then facial, especially things like hydrofacials, they are really, really good for giving you that nice glow and hydrating your skin. So that's the second thing, hydration. Now, the third reason why we get dull, sort of aging skin is that the cell renewal on the surface, it just slows down. Sad, isn't it? As we get older, these things happen. It does start happening from about the age of 30, though, and I'm 62. So, those of you who are closer to my age, we've had a lot of time for this to happen. And it gets slower and slower, but the good news is you can do things about it. The first thing you can do is an exfoliation. So not too strong, because that will inflame it, but an exfoliation with using things like the microneedling that I've mentioned, the tretinoin that I've mentioned, and some of the different facials like the hydrofacials. But you can do a lot with food as well. You know, if you eat things that are rich in vitamin A, and that's like sweet potatoes and carrots and, you know, pumpkin seeds and things like that, that's going to really boost your skin renewal. And then again, back to vitamin C with lemons and oranges. And, you know, I love to make a lemon and ginger ice cubes, and then I'll put those in a cup and just put some hot water on. That makes it like a really nice sort of natural, easy to drink lemon drink. And probiotics, things like kefir and sauerkraut, a little bit of that every day. That's really going to help gut health. And obviously, you know, our skin is a reflection of the health of our gut as well. So all of these are really going to help to sort of brighten the skin and improve skin renewal, because if that's where bright skin comes from, basically, if you're looking at nice fresh skin. And then going on to professional treatments, the microneedling, as I said, they call it things like skin pen, but it's basically all microneedling. It's like little tiny punctures in the skin. It sounds worse than it is. They don't go that deep, but then the actual repair mechanism in the skin means that you know, you shed cells and gives you a better glow. Can do it at home as well. I got this really great pack from a company called Cure, Qure, and in fact, it was so good I bought it for my daughter as well. And you can use that from home, and it really does stimulate skin regeneration. So that's a good one. The other treatments that you can have, which are again, you know, venturing much more into, you know, you can't do these things at home, but they do work, are the various lasers that you can get. So you can get IPL, you can get things like Lomeka, PicoSure, Fraxel. There's so many different lasers. Some of them are really, really extreme, like the CO2 laser, which I've not had. I'd be far too scared to have, because I think there's a lot of downtime. But I've had things like IPL. I've had the PicoSure, really great. You know, it's just like little red zaps all over your face and your neck and your chest. Actually, that is a point. Is whenever I put any sunscreen on, it's always on my face, on my neck, on my chest, and on my arms. So because these are the areas that are exposed to the sun. Which that brings me on to the next thing, which is the fourth reason why we get aging and sagging skin is because of sun damage. And, you know, this, when I say aging skin, when you've got pigmentation on your skin, you know, it is aging. And this is sadly what happens if you expose your skin for too long. You get brown spots and more lines and uneven sort of skin tone. And it's just, you know, it's not associated with youthful skin. So first way to protect it so that it doesn't get any worse is using a high SPF. So between 30 and 50, I always use 30. And then if I'm out in bright sun, I go 50. I don't always do 50 because, you know, there's a bit of controversy about how good it is to really put that sort of degree of chemical in your skin all the time. Plus, sun is good for you. You know, I think if you're not out in the bright sunshine and you just want to do a couple of walks, it's not bad for you if you've got SPF 30 on. That's my conclusion anyway. But on top of that, the niacinamide and the vitamin C serum that I mentioned before, they will help to reduce hyperpigmentation. If you put those on under your sunscreen at night, you can put them on. You can put stronger ones at night, and they will basically fade out that hyperpigmentation. Another thing that I always tell people is about gotu kola, which is a herb that I was told about by, I heard about it from Charles Poliquin, a famous bodybuilder, funnily enough. He was talking about it for tightening up body skin for bodybuilders. But I've used it since then, and not only has it been brilliant for reversing sun damage, but it's also been really, really great for getting rid of stretch marks as well on my tummy through, you know, children. So in fact, like my skin is so much tighter there now, and the stretch marks have practically disappeared. So I wouldn't put it down to one thing, but I certainly would put it down to a variety of things. The other thing that I always put all over my skin is olive oil. I know a lot of people talk about castor oil, but for me, olive oil has always been something that I've used, not to drink it, but to put it on top of my skin, all over, top to bottom, face, sometimes rub it into my hair, etc. as well at night. I think it's amazing. What else to tell you? Again, you know, same thing as I said before about the lasers. The lasers will really help to remove really dark pigmentation. And in fact, I say that because I had a little piece of pigmentation here, and you can see it's got darker because I had a laser on it, but eventually that's going to go once the effects of the laser happen. All that happens is it exfoliates and it will come off, and there won't be any pigmentation there. So if you keep on top of it like that, you can sort of keep it at bay. And I've also got a red light therapy mask that I use at home, and I think that enhances skin recovery. And then obviously at the gym, I'm very lucky that I've got a red light sauna, but you can get access to red light saunas as well. And that really, really helps. Other thing I wanted to talk to you about was sensitivity and redness. It's because, the outer layers of the skin, they get thinner as you get older, unfortunately. Even with all the things that I've mentioned, your skin does get thinner, particularly in certain places. And that leads to more redness, inflammation, broken capillaries, and things like that. I've heard, and I certainly subscribe to the fact that there are certain foods that can keep this at bay. So ginger, turmeric, lemon, I always have those teas I told you, by putting them into an ice cube and then using hot water. They're all natural anti-inflammatories. Things like flax seeds, fatty fish, walnuts, these all help to increase your omega-3 and to strengthen your skin barrier. And also some fruits, particularly papaya and pineapple, are supposed to reduce redness and promote healing. So something else very pleasant, to have as well. In terms of skincare, the gotu kola and the niacinamide is really going to help. And also azelaic acid. Some of the products are mixed up with azelaic acid. I've got something here, which is the tretinoin, but it's mixed up with azelaic acid, and that helps sort of reduce the redness. And then if you want to go that step further and have professional treatments, having lymphatic drainage massages, you can do these at places like Face Gym, that really reduces puffiness, or you can do it yourself, massaging your own face. And you can have injections like polynucleotides, which is salmon DNA injections. They will strengthen the skin. You can have a few of those. Botox will sort of calm your skin down and stretch it out, etc. All of these things will help the surface of the skin. The sixth thing that I want to say, and maybe I should have even said it at the beginning, is rest, recovery, and sleep. Because if you are tired, if you are not getting sufficient sleep, and I'm talking here about, at least 7 hours and ideally 8, then your skin is just going to show it. It's going to be drier, tireder, grayer. It's just what happens. So much as, busy people, we're all busy people, and we don't really want to be spending too much time sleeping. If we want to have good, youthful skin and feel as, look as good on the outside as we feel on the inside, then we have to prioritize our sleep. So that's a very quick whistle stop tour. If you want to know any more, then you can definitely, I've got a little download associated with this video, so you can download that, and then through that you can be able to contact me and ask me any other questions. But I think my conclusion would be that aging is really just a number. It doesn't mean that you have to look old. With the right nutrition, the right skincare, some biohacking techniques, which are, up and coming, but certainly they're not a priority, by the way. They are the icing on the cake. They're not the actual cake. But all of these things, they can keep your skin really firm, radiant, youthful, at any age. Well, certainly that's been my experience at 62. We'll have to see what happens. But I've come across people who are in the 70s and their 80s, and their skin is still really good if they look after it. So yeah, I'll leave you with that, and hopefully if you like this video, you'll subscribe, you'll leave some comments, you'll share it with your friends. And I'd like you to at least take away one action that you would then implement as a result of listening to this video. So it's not just entertainment, but it's actually something that helps spur you forward. I actually share videos on body, mind, and business. And so watch out for more tips associated with that. I call it the success trifecta. If you want to be successful in life, you want to be fit, strong, and healthy. We want to be thinking great thoughts. And obviously we want financial success as well. And the love and connection and everything else that goes with that. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.